just continues on, everybody.
Well, you asked me how big the shop was, and I told you it's all a little over 17,000 square feet. And most people going by, well, when they look at the shop, they don't think that there's this much in here. So, with that said.
There is a lot, and there's a whole paint booth on the other side, everybody, but something has caught my attention.
Yeah. 1963 Avante R2. That's what that is. That is a fiberglass car, and they produced, I'm going to say a little over 2,000 of these back in the day. This one happens to be 289 cubic inch, which is a Studebaker engine. It's supercharged from the factory. That's what it makes the S model out of it right there.
Yeah.
And this car, again, was just a mess when it came in. Matter of fact, from the factory, most of the parts didn't fit on them anyway, just because they were fiberglass. And you get them out in the sun, and they just kind of moved wherever they were going to move, I will tell you that.
Right.
So, with that said. But again, this was a gentleman's car. Him and his brother were always going to restore it. His brother had passed away, I know that. So he and his wife have been just adamant about this build, and they've just been super. They get to watch. Matter of fact, shout out to them because they're going to watch this video. And I told them, I said it would probably be in this video.
Well, I'm very interested to find out exactly what upgrades that you're going to be doing, because the Avantes, I mean, they were such a unique car. I mean,
we have tried to keep this one as factory as we can. I can even lift the hood. Maybe JJ, if you help me over there. So, yeah, there it latched. So from the factory, you know, you're seeing mostly everything factory, from that stainless steel right back there to the chrome valve covers, the polished intake, and that supercharger. Brakes over, by the way, Rana.
you know, Craig, if I worked here.
Say it again. JJ just made a statement.
Go on.
It was the fastest production car in 1963.
1963. Yeah.
It set a record at the Utah.
And there were errors.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, are you fixing some of those factory errors?
We have. We've structurally taken care of a few things. Bolts, the way the bolts come through the floorboard and into the frame, they just rotted out. So we've had to reinforce all that too. I'm hoping at this point, when this thing gets out in the sunshine, those doors stay in position, even though they're fiberglass. We've tried to to support that too. And
You've put reinforcements?
yes, we put reinforcements in it too. So, and then all the fiberglass all the way through it. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Has fiberglass, do you think, in your opinion, changed over the years? And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They know how to structure it now to make it so that it's. These are the early stages. Matter of fact, in '63, even the boat industry was still making wooden boats, and so like in '67, '8, 9, 70, early '70s, the boats were making them so thick, because they didn't know how the fiberglass was going. They learned from the auto industry that they needed to thicken it up.
Yeah.
And so anyway, that's some of the difficulties, that they had with the Avante. This one's just straight as an arrow, though. That's for sure. And that's, Brad's doing that work right there. And we're going to get to Brad here in a little bit.
Yeah, and this car had been wrecked in the front, and somebody patched it back up years ago. So Brad had some fixing to do.
You literally have to kind of take it back apart, what was fixed years ago in the fiberglass, and start over again. So he had done that. So
Interesting. Where are you, Brad?
Brad's right there.
Come on over here. Brad, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, it's put me on the spot. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learn every day.
And it's never going to finish because all the cars are going to be different.
This first time with fiberglass, that's for sure.
How did you find it?
It was itchy,
Itchy?
very itchy.
And not just the actual fibers.
Yeah, a lot of itchy fibers. And who knows what the shape of a Studebaker Avante is, I had to find it all.
It ain't like you see them every day. Although there is a gentleman and his wife brings one of these to a car show around here all the time. It's a white one.
Yeah,
Looks just like it. It's only two I've ever seen in person.
White would have been a little easier.
Yes. You would have been able to hide some things, but hey, this looks really good.
Oh, thank you.
If this was the first fiberglass work that you have done, check it out, everyone.
Yeah, we're working on getting the interior done in it now, so hopefully it won't be long and we'll be able to get it up, get exhaust on it, and then we can kind of start tuning the carburetor and take it for a test drive.
So you're
That's
going
the fun part, Rana,
yeah.
is the test drives.
Oh, yes. How many times would a test drive take place during the build process?
Oh, we like to put the first 100, 200 miles on an automobile. And the reason why we do that is to work the bugs out of them. Even though all this work has gone into it, new wiring, new suspension, new engine, new transmission, new everything, there's going to be quirks. There's no doubt about it.
And this would be before paint and body?
No, we'll have it running. It already runs and drives, we know that.
Okay.
So we'll do all the paint and body, we'll get all the upholstery done, everything's done. Then once we it's at the 99% stage, we'll take it out and start driving it at that point. So we're confident with our work,
nice.
as far as the wiring, it's all been tested.
Yeah.
We know it all works. And then you take it out and you drive it. That's where you find your, maybe an oil leak or something like that. Even
Squeaks and rattles, and
squeaks
the
and
door,
rattles.
it always never fails. The doors always need adjusted a little after you drove them, and you'll find something that just don't work quite like it should, or, steering, just little things like that.
Like I said, we like to try to put the first 200 miles on it and figure out all those little things that need to be done. That way when we hand it to the customer, it's just ready to go. There might be, an adjustment here and an adjustment there, but, again, we warranty all of our work, so they just bring it right back. And we usually retain that customer at that point too, with all the work in the future that's going to need to be done with the automobile, whether it be brakes, tires, shocks, whatever it is. So,
You warranty your work. Tell me more.
absolutely. Well, I will tell you, if you allow us to do what we know how to do when it comes to the sheet metal, I'll warranty that paint job and body work for 10 years.
10 years.
10
There you go,
years.
everybody.
Yes, and I will even tell you, we had a 67 GTX in here that it wasn't the customer, it wasn't us, it was actually Mopar, and it's nothing to do with Mopar, other than where they bring that GTX cowl together with the front end. Well, they just weren't that, how would say, supported that well. Well, when it all gets said and done, if you put your lift in the wrong place and the weight hangs off the front, it'll leave a little crack right there.
Oh, wow.
And so we warranted that too. It wasn't us, but great customer. We really appreciate them. We're going to do another car for them too. So that's just one of those things right there. So we took it apart, cleaned it, repainted it, or Brad did it, so I'm saying, and that was a build that was 3 years old at that point too.
And he's got like a 700 horse stroked 440 in it, so with a 4-speed.
In 10 years, people can be rough, they can be heavy footers.
Yeah, well, what Cassidy just talked about, 700 horsepower 440 that's sitting in that thing with a 4-speed. So what do you think I suggested that he do? We better put frame connectors on this.
That's right.
So we warranted all that work, but he then paid us to have all the frame connectors. Probably should have been done in the first place, but it was just one of those deals that he didn't do that. And so,
when it comes again to business tips, the most successful shops out there have got the repeat clients.
yes,
Happy customers are those repeat clients.
Absolutely.
And to give them the reassurance, because it is a lot of money and it is a hobby. We keep saying that over and over again. They don't have to have this, but to drive off with the car that they've just spent, hundreds of thousands of dollars on,
right.
and know that it's under warranty. I'm going to enjoy this for the next 10 years. And if anything was to go wrong, I can just come back.
Absolutely. We were talking about those Blueprint engine, as well as I do. I mean, Blueprint's building 600 and 700, 800 horsepower.
They are, yep.
And they're still warranting that for 3 years, 36,000 miles. Some of those engines, they're doing 50,000 miles on those. What a peace of mind knowing that you've got that kind of investment in your powertrain and you get that kind of warranty. You can't hardly get that from the factory anymore, buying a brand new vehicle.
True.
Art Morrison, same deal. I mean, that's one of the reasons why we chose Art Morrison chassis, just because of the warranty with it.
The warranty.
And the service behind the warranty.
Yeah.
We've had some difficulties with, some of like a throttle pedal on one of those 427s. Call Blueprint, boom, one's in the mail.
Yeah.
We had a
Just that
There you go.
fast.
bad ball joint on the silver truck. We called Morrison. They shipped us one right out. No questions
There
asked.
you go.
It just had just a worn out part. I mean, we didn't even have any miles.
Well,
It wasn't an issue.
That thing
We just-
didn't have 150 miles on it, maybe.
So we can learn from those guys too, and that's kind of what we do. So.
All right, well, let's keep looking. As I know you've got a fair few other
We're
cars
on to
in
this,
here.
1949 Hudson.
So you've got a
Hornet.
Hudson Hornet.
I wish Shane was here to tell you. So this is a longtime friend of mine, and he is a Hudson guy from the word go. Let me tell you, everything he has is Hudson. And this particular Hudson Hornet had a transmission problem. So he brought the car in, and it wouldn't go into overdrive. We take the transmission out of it, and I mean, it's broken on almost every spot inside of that transmission. Plus, the overdrive wasn't working. So here's one of those deals. What do you do, and where do you find a Hudson transmission? Well, he's with the Hudson group, and he found a transmission. We get it here. And then the overdrive mechanism, which is a governor and a solenoid also to engage the governor in these old transmissions. 6-volt system, by the way. Okay, so where do you find those parts? That's another thing.
Or just even finding information on them is hard enough.
Yeah, that's another problem. So what do you do? Okay, so what we tell people is, well, you come to Diggs Rod Shop and we're going to figure it out. That's what we're going to do. So with that said, even though we did all that work and we got it done and it worked,
Right.
we test drove it and it was just fine. Chuck takes the car home. By the time he gets home and the overdrive's not working again. So now he's spent several thousands of dollars and here we have this problem. So we get it back and we research and research and research. And what we found was the gentleman that supplied the governor for us, it was a good one when it got here and we put it in and it failed right away, although it was rebuilt. And it's a rebuilt one from 1949, basically.
Oh, wow,
All the
okay.
components in it and rebuilt, but
Yeah.
it failed. And it's new, so it shouldn't have broke, right? But that's what was the problem was. We called him, and he sent us a new one that quick. We put it in, and now this Hudson is just ready to roll. Matter of fact, I haven't even called Chuck at this point to let him know that his car is ready to go. So everything is functioning. So even on the old cars, and you guys know how to open this hood?
I think this has a latch inside. The funny part is to get the transmission out of this car, you got to pull the front seat, pull the carpet, and pull the floor pan out.
No way.
And it comes out from inside the car.
Yeah.
You can't take it out from
You
the
can't-
underneath?
It won't come out the
It
bottom.
has a cross member under there. It's in the way, and I've got pictures of that. If you want to, I'll have.
And you
Lucas
got
send
to
those to
yes,
you.
do
Yeah.
send it.
I don't remember how you open the hood on this thing.
I
didn't
I was
work on
gonna
it.
say, it's,
This was a Shane thing.
This is sad because this car comes in here, and I don't know how this actually opens.
Oh, there it is.
Hey,
I thought there was a lever in here, but I couldn't remember.
because I want to show you this engine.
And this gentleman drives this car a lot, too.
Go ahead and you keep working.
does
on
the transmission look different to your regular
Here,
transmission?
come on over here. This is the transmission right here. That's it right there, and you can
Yeah, it does
see-
look different.
Yeah. Well, there's the governor and the solenoid right there.
And there was so much broken stuff in there, I don't know how it worked at all. There was teeth missing off the gears, and bearings were bad.
Yeah, we don't even know how it moved. It was so bad.
And the funny part is this is a Hudson transmission, and this is a Borg-Warner overdrive. They're not actually the same deal.
So obviously the car had been molested beforehand, right?
No.
Well,
That's
it was a
factory.
factory.
Wait,
but
from the
they're-
factory came
That's
like
factory.
that?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Because I think
isn't
you
it?
that
could get them
crazy?
without overdrive too, so it was like an add-on. The really funny part
But they didn't
is
make their own.
He looked all over, finally found a transmission, brought it to us. A week later he came in, he goes, I was out in my shed the other day, and he goes, I uncovered this motor I forgot I even had, and there's a transmission bolted to it. So he had one the whole time in his shed, and he didn't
With the
even know it.
solenoid and the governor
Yeah.
that we've been looking all
Wow.
over the country
So
for.
he ended up buying another one, and he had one in his garage the whole time. He forgot about
You
it.
gotta love car guys. You never know
yeah.
what they have in those garages.
Yeah.
But tell me about this
Okay,
motor.
so
I
the
haven't
reason
seen
why
this.
I wanted to pop the hood on this. This has got the twin H power in it, and if you guys remember the movie Cars, and
Yeah.
Doc Hudson,
Yes.
well, this is the Hudson Hornet that was actually underneath the hood there, and it was a real deal. So it's a twin carbureted flathead engine in there, and so you get to look at something like that. You just don't see these very
No.
often. That's really cool. I mean, twin carbureted, twin air cleaners. They went to a lot of work, and the
And
old
over a
Hudson.
flathead.
Yeah, it's a flathead, 6 cylinders.
Even stuff like this, the wipers are ran off cables.
Yep. And they're wide open, no covers on them or anything. I mean, that was just part of the deal back in the day. And it's vacuum too, so literally when you were stepping on the throttle, the wipers
Right.
would quit. So you let off, you get your vacuum back.
But he's kept it.
He's kept it.
Everything. I mean, you look on from the outside, it looks beautiful. It's obviously been repainted.
You know, we were talking about.
But like you said, diehard.
Diehard Hudson man, and what do we do here at Diggs Rod Shop? Well, not only do we do customs, but we restore. Plus, we work on these things that are so hard to find anymore. You know, so.
Yeah, you ain't gonna take this to a dealership and get it fixed anywhere. So.
No, you can't even take it to a regular mechanic shop because they don't want anything to do with it. They
Yeah.
don't know what to do with it. And the other thing I would tell you, this is a positive grounding system too.
What does that mean?
Meaning, and you know how we have a positive and negative battery, and you got your negative cable that actually goes to the frame of the car. Well, this system here is positive, so then positive goes to the grounding of the car, so it's backwards of what you would think it would
Did they
be.
just do that to be difficult at the time, or?
Well, no, actually, that was.
Oh,
the
was
thing
that-
of
was that the
day.
case of all
Chevrolet's the only
cars
one
did
never
that?
Did it,
I think
believe.
so, yeah. I think that was just kind of standard back in the day.
Yeah, back
It was,
in the day,
okay.
yeah, in the 40s, you know.
In the
so.
40s.
And Hudson, and I think maybe Studebaker, Packard, those guys kind of did that too. So you kind of got to know, are you working with a positive grounding system or a negative grounding system like the modern cars are to this day? The other thing, this has been upgraded to 12 volt. And so when you're dealing with that governor and that solenoid down there, that has to be transformed down to 6 volts. So if it's got a 12 volt system that's been upgraded, you got to transform back down to 6 volt to make sure that stuff works and you don't burn that up. So you kind of got to know these things.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
when you've been around a while, you know, you remember these things. And it's just something I grew up with. I know Cassidy grew up with it. And it's just kind of lost at that point.
Well, I think what I'm appreciating the most, besides all the talent and skills I'm involved in here at your shop, Craig, is the variety and the versatility that's involved here. I mean,
Absolutely.
from trucks, Chevys, you know, Fords, then you've got the muscle cars, you've got the Charger there, then you've got absolute, you know, rare cars that you don't find often.
Very rare. Yep, very rare.
And then even harder cars to work on. That's usually some shops do tend to stick with a certain type and style. But no, there's a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. Like I said, these guys are Chevrolet guys. They're familiar with everything on Chevrolet. I mean, and they know Ford and Mopar too. Scott's the Mopar guy. I'm a Ford guy. And fuel injection and all that modern stuff between Cassidy
Was
and
that your goal when you first opened up the business? Or did that vision come to you that, you know, it's good to have someone who's passionate about their favorite brand?
Here's what I knew. I knew there was a market for vintage restoration and custom. I did. It wasn't until, I would say, my son Alan came on board that he starts pushing towards the fuel injection and the Holly sniper systems and things like that. And then Cassidy comes on board, and so now we're really pushing in that direction. So that, I wouldn't say I so much had vision for that, but I saw that developing. And so I have a tendency to step back and just let those guys go.
The shop just naturally evolved.
Naturally evolves.
Now, I did not meet Alan. Tell me about him.
Well, Alan is my son, who is half owner of Diggs Rod Shop, and he is currently in Iraq right now, serving our nation. So I won't tell you where he's at, but he is a sergeant first class, and his job is in the infantry, and he kind of blows missiles out of the sky. That's what he does. He's been gone almost a year now, and so Alan missed the whole last season of the car show season because he was deployed. And I've got a nephew too. I want to shout out to James Fawcett too. He's on the same base that my son Alan is. They're cousins. And so with that said, Alan, I just talked to him this morning, so he's doing well, I will tell you, and I'm hoping to have him back before show season.
Excuse me.
Well, I do hope Alan comes back and James as well, safe and sound. Thank you for everything that you are doing, and I hope to see them at the shows.
Yep, that'll be awesome.
Okay, what have you got here?
This is a 1955 Chevrolet. Now, we met some friends last year at some of the 3100 shows that we've gone to, and the Bronner family, Jeff Bronner, who has now passed away. That's the unfortunate part that we have in a lot of the people that we meet. You know, we lose folks all the time. And so with that said, the family that owns the car, it was given to one of the sons, and he wanted to sell it. It happened to be at another shop where they were putting an engine in it, which is another blueprint engine. It's a 383 stroker. It ended up here for us to finish it up. And the thing about it is, it's not that he wanted to finish to keep it, but he wants to finish it so he can sell it. and this one's actually scheduled for Indianapolis Mecum auction, also right along with my Ford. So that's a brand new 383 stroker. It's got a brand new 350 turbo in it. It's got new air conditioning, and it just has got a lot of chrome too. If you notice that too, it's got a lot of chrome.
Yeah, but that's the Tri-5s. I mean, nothing goes more better with chrome than a Tri-5.
It's a beautiful car. They had just, he and his wife had it for a couple years, and they did all these upgrades, and now it's going to be sold. But if you look at this, it's just one beautiful little 55 Chevrolet.
I mean, the 55 Bel Airs, it's such a hardcore following for this, and they're just beautiful cars.
Yeah.
It's the no post.
Two-door hard top. Yeah, the really cool thing about that is you know, some people when they go to car shows, they don't realize what they some of the neat stuff they had back in the day. So watch the top of the door; it just flips open like that. That's kind of I wouldn't call it a rain gutter as much as it is a guard. You know, when the door closes and it seals. And I think a lot of times what they did, because these are hard tops, you know, that window went down, they really had to seal it up. But you can see that it still functions really well.
Oh yes, that was one of my neat features that they had.
Yeah.
You know, they also came with like I found out recently, look, the napkin boxes and the bins. I mean,
yeah, a lot of it was aftermarket, but a lot of dealers installed certain things. You're right, they had the napkins. I remember they pulled out. Yeah, I forgot all about that.
I mean, it was all about comfort, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And this one here, you know, being a Bel Air, in its day, had all the chrome package and everything, the two-door hardtop. I mean, this is the car to have.
Yep.
And we're going to get to behind us, which belongs to another fella that he purchased this one, and it's headed to Texas. But this was the Post 55.
This is the Post, yeah.
This is a six-cylinder with the 3-speed, and this is about as original as they come.
Inline 6, look at
Inline
this.
6, and it has overdrive in the transmission. Everything functions. We believe this car to be probably about as original as you can get it. We upgraded the radiator, and I can tell you that, and we rebuilt the master cylinder for the brake system, upgraded the windshield wiper motor, just did some things for it that...
so in 55 they had the inline, but the V8 was also introduced.
It was, yeah. I think it was a big 265.
265,
V8.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And this thing runs and drives like a sewing machine. It drives so good.
It does, yeah.
It's pretty incredible.
This belonged to one of the folks here in town. He was actually the football coach to the high school, and this was his car. And so, again, when he passed away, the family had gotten a hold of me and wanted to know if I was interested in the car. So, of course, I was. And so we brought it in, we fixed several things on it, and now it's going to go to a gentleman in Texas that is just going to enjoy this car.
There's great reviews online, everybody, very reputable. And of course, the locals know that, which is why you are always kept busy.
Yes, it is. So, and we've got an old Chrysler in here, and that just came in for new tires. And
so it's not full customs or full frame off restorations. You do service work too.
Right, there's service work too. And where do you go to have the old? What is it, 39, 40?
Yeah, I don't remember.
You're fine.
Anyway, Chrysler. If I get that wrong, I apologize. But I mean, here we have this old Chrysler that's all original. And you can see the patina on it, and the gentleman's just going to leave it that way. We want to just sweet patina that thing so bad, you know.
Right. It's tempting, isn't it? Because you're going to get a brilliant color from it.
It is. It's just, and this thing's in phenomenal shape. So we've done some steering rebuild on it also.
Yeah, we had a little bit of electrical stuff we had to figure out. Put new tires on it. Something else he done too, I don't remember. It was just a bunch of little stuff.
But the inside of this,
I think
Rana,
this
I'll
has
open the door.
I do want to see it. I absolutely love these antique
May
cars.
open the hood on this
Look
one.
at this chrome here. That way it just follows over the wheel well. Oh,
Just
wow.
Look at the dash on that thing, and I mean,
Yeah, that's
some of the coolest control and what they did with the steering wheels and things like that back in the day. You know, it's just really.
For a second, I thought that's that switch transmission.
Yeah.
Is it?
It is for sure.
This has overdrive in it. I don't believe it's probably a 50
prop's
mile
for
an
real.
hour car, I would say. 55 maybe.
Yeah, it has a straight 8 in it too.
Yeah. The old freight train. That's what we used to call those.
Hey, Craig, do you know what these buttons are?
Hang on just a second. I'll come around the other side. Test my knowledge. That's what you're going to do.
This has a fluid drive
that's
in it
radio.
too.
That's the radio.
This is the radio right here, yeah.
So this thing is a 3-speed, but it's also set up like an automatic. It has a torque converter.
Yep. So this particular one, what you're saying, Cassidy, you can use the clutch.
Yeah, it's
But-
like a safety. It says right on it, safety pedal or something like that. But you can actually take off without using the clutch in it, just like an automatic. But it's a 3-speed.
3 on the tree. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love having a clock there.
And this is all original upholstery. And listen, when we're talking in here, you can it just sounds like you're in a sound room, I guess, to say.
Yeah, because I mean, that doesn't look like a seat, it's a sofa.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
I imagine
super
this car is so
comfortable.
comfortable to drive. Like
I
said,
almost would rather sit in the back seat of this car than the
Right?
front seat. Yeah, it's very comfortable.
I
you know,
do
we have
like
to
these
make sure
cars.
everything functions, so I'm sure I'm going to have to drive this car on a test drive. So yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. So straight 8, flathead again, the old school technology.
Well,
right
there's the
there.
carburetor. I mean, that's got to be rebuilt, I'm guessing. Or no, it just works fine as
It
it
works
is.
fine as it
Wow,
is,
I love
yes.
that. What year? Do we know what year was it?
I think it was a 47, but I don't.
Maybe it is a 47. And is Scott still here?
I think he's up in the front
Yeah,
office.
Scott would know. And again, if I don't know, don't punish me, but I don't always manage the projects. That's what Scott does. I'm doing other things, a lot of times in the business.
In the world of YouTube, we'd rather have your thoughts on what you think about the shop, what you think about the project and the cars and the memories that it brings to you, rather than critiquing, because
Exactly.
we all make mistakes and no one makes more
Yeah,
mistakes than me.
just look how ginormous his radiator is and the shape of it.
Ginormous. And it follows the
Yeah,
contour of
it's
the car.
huge.
Look at these things. Even these are
Big
cute.
old horns.
Yeah, I mean, this radiator up here on the top of that thing is, what, 5 inches wide?
Well, they thought, they've got an inline 8.
Yeah, it's massive.
They thought that they had to make it bigger as well, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you never know what's going to come through the door at this place, that's for sure.
Well, we're glad to have those customers too, And again, where do you take them?
It keeps it interesting. You don't have to work on the same thing over and over and over.
As you can see, everybody, Lucas is here behind me, and he's filming because there's always content coming from Diggs Rod Shop on the YouTube channel, so be sure to check it out. You've got some panels with entering the body shop, I'm guessing.
Those are for the Torino. So that's the hood for the Torino. These are the front fenders for the Torino. So Brad has already kind of worked these over a little bit. And they've had to go back on the car after getting some of the fab work done, and then bolted back up. And then we've had to modify them, just a little bit. But yeah, the hood is, it's probably in its, Brad, where are you at? First, second round of primer on that?
Yeah, I got a final block.
Get a final block, so it's close to being painted.
To think for a car that's so much, well, you said 80% of it had to be touched and redone, but look how nice now the panels are
Right.
Yeah, and
starting
it's
to
all
look.
it'll go back on the car at least one more time before it's all finished. Because we still got a little bit of work to do on this fender. We want to gap all the front end. Now that we replaced that frame rail and everything, we still got to make sure all that fits. And we got to get the driver's side door gap to the fender fixed yet.
But it's nice to, anytime you see something in primer, it gives good feelings, right, everybody?
Yes. Oh,
Yeah, especially this car right here.
It's a pretty big paint booth you've got.
well, thank you so much. Matter of fact,
It's huge.
you
me
can
turn
get a
this
truck
around.
in it, that's for sure.
That's what I'm thinking.
So yeah, state of the art, climate controlled air paint booth, and it's not a downdraft, but it is a side draft, which I prefer myself.
I don't know the difference, so.
Well, downdraft, you can drive over it, and it pulls everything to the bottom of the floor.
Okay.
Yep.
Can I see?
I'll turn the light on here. You're gonna see where I've got my Harley hidden right now. This is sad, isn't it?
Goodness.
I parked my Harley in here, so anyway, but,
Yeah, this is big.
yep.
You got a Harley in here, and you're out there with
Look
a
at the
street
dust
rod
it.
on the
Yeah, look
drag
at the dust on it,
strip,
though. It's
and
sad. It's just terrible that I got dust on my Harley. So that's our paint booth, and nothing in it fancy right now, but we're getting ready because Brad's working on this one. Now this one came out of the fabrication area, and again, between Cassidy and mostly JJ has worked on this particular car. And I will tell you, this, because everybody asks me who this belongs to.
What is it for starters?
Well, it's a 1953 Cadillac limousine. I'm surprised you didn't know that right
No,
off.
I'm seeing from this
just
side. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's a 1953 Cadillac limousine. It has a custom chassis underneath of it, built specifically for this car, so I'm sure that's a one-off chassis. I'm not sure who the chassis builder was. Who did you?
We got the name up front, but I can't remember. It's nobody I'd ever heard of before.
Yeah.
They actually built a chassis for a 53 Cadillac, but they had to extend it to make it fit the limousine. So in turn, they didn't put any of the body mounts on, so we had to build probably 80% of the body mounts underneath the car to kind of get it finished up. I had to cut the front of the frame off a little bit and redo it to get the bumper to fit. Just some little stuff.
What color is it going to be?
Black.
Nice, of course.
Yeah.
Black limousine.
And let's see, can I open a door, Brad? These doors, yeah. Can I open it?
Is it bungee or not? No? Sometimes
Yeah, I think it's bungee.
The other ones are open though.
Okay,
All
on the other side?
yeah, all the other doors, except for that one.
Oh, there we go. Here we go. We can see inside here. So we did a rotisserie blast on this one too. Cleaned everything up. I'll turn you over to JJ here in a second, because JJ is the one that's been doing the fitting of the doors, and these fenders actually unbolt, and you have to fit those, put them on, fit them, put them on, take them off. And anyway, with that said, there's dash work that we've done on this thing too. Is that,
Very minimal. We did the aftermarket wipers.
okay.
Anything would bring that in.
Well, because that would have been cable. You know, Rana, when we walked past that car that had the bonnet on it over there, the plastic, that
Yeah.
was our parts car.
Oh,
And-
the donor car.
yeah, that was the donor car.
Did this have the tables?
No.
We don't have them. They
this one
did
didn't
have
have those.
from the factory, but we don't have them. But this is the mechanism that actually has the glass, the power glass that goes up
Yeah,
and
and
down.
all the power windows in this car were hydraulic.
Because they had chauffeurs most of the time when it
Yes.
came to these.
So we had to convert everything over to electric to put all the power windows back in it, because they had hydraulic.
And you are going to have the,
Yeah.
what do they
The
call
partition.
it? The
Yeah.
partition, yep.
Privacy glass. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got rear air in it, so the back and the front has its own air, and the back will have its own air.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks, I love seeing cars again in primer, in bare metal, and this looks great.
Yes. And
I
we're
can
just-
see where it's going, and they're going to love it. This is going to be, when is it going to be finished?
Oh, I don't know. That's the big question everybody asks. When's my car going to be done? I don't.
And it's a question I always ask.
When it's done.
And I think builders absolutely hate it when I ask that, and the shops hate it. And I'm like, so when is it going to be finished? Because I see these guys at the shows, and people at home watching it, if you're interested in seeing some of the finished cars and even just meeting the builders, the shows is a great place.
Yes,
You're
absolutely.
very active in
Yes,
that. Obviously, we met for the second time at Triple Crown.
Triple
but
Crown, yep.
Good guys.
Well, I met you probably 3 years ago, maybe. Yeah, it'll be 4 years this summer. You were in Des Moines.
Yeah.
At Good Guys in Des Moines.
Yes.
Yes. That's where I kind of met you the first time.
Last time we seen you was at C10 Nationals, the Tennessee.
That's right,
And that's
yeah.
where you
Okay.
looked at my
Yes,
wife.
but don't look at me. I'm at every show.
Yeah, we did 23 or 24 shows last year.
There you go. So most of the shows out there, Diggs Rod Shop is there.
Yes, absolutely.
And you've always got some brilliant finished cars.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
There's a lot that happens here. I mean,
Well, we're
I
busy.
love the variety. It's like,
We're a working
honestly.
shop. That's what we are. In right here in the middle of Iowa. You know, who would have known that this is, you know, I would say this caliber of hot rod shop and custom shop and restoration shop. You know, right here smack dab in Iowa. So we're here.
Love it. Let's continue on.
Okay. Hey, Craig here. I'm glad you're liking the videos. I want to make sure that you guys are staying tuned, liking and subscribing. We're getting ready to move into the shipping and receiving area. Rana is still with us, and we are doing this whole tour through the shop here just as quick as we can. We don't want the videos getting too long, but we really appreciate you sticking around. So we're getting ready to move into the shipping and receiving area where we've got some special things that we make here at Diggs Rod Shop. So stay tuned for that. And again, like and subscribe. We appreciate it. We're moving into the shipping and receiving area.